Hi everybody, Doug Miles here at the Sarasota Film Festival, the opening night screening tonight of a very interesting documentary. Mike Wallace is here. If you remember Mike Wallace from his days on 60 Minutes, you know his style, the hard-hitting interview style that he made so famous. But this film really goes back and tells his entire career story, going back to when he began in early radio back in the, I guess, late 30s, 1940s, doing shows like The Green Hornet, Lone Ranger. He was a radio actor, announcer. He was also in early television. Did talk shows. He did some acting. He did game shows. He also did some variety shows, but really made his name doing a show called Night Beat on the Dumont Network, which people in New York remember, on Channel 5 in New York. I guess was on a hodgepodge of stations that really put him on the map, that really hard-hitting one-on-one style, which was at the time very unique, very unusual, very groundbreaking. And then that show went on to the ABC network, lasted for several years. And then the film also goes into how he began just to direct himself, really, to change his whole career to being strictly a newsman. Sad story, his son, Peter, 1962, died over in Greece. And that kind of made the impetus for Mike Wallace to dedicate himself to news. So he joined CBS, did some regular news coverage, and then in 1968, he and Don Hewitt, who was a producer for CBS, they kind of said, well, come up with an idea, do something, and then they came up with the 60 Minutes news magazine, which at that time, again, was very revolutionary. Did not get a lot of ratings for a long time until about 1973. When Watergate hit, and that's kind of when the show took off. And then after that, some classic news reports and the investigative, hard-hitting style of Mike Wallace really made him a household name. So the film really goes into his career, tells some of the tough times as well. Mike Wallace suffering from depression, it goes into that, and his family life as well. But if you like documentaries and you like the news, story about the news, how it's made, and one of the great stars of the news business, Mike Wallace, this is an outstanding documentary. Avi Belkin, the director of the film, was there tonight, or here tonight in Sarasota. Afterward, did a nice Q&A, said the film has been sold to go into movie theaters sometime in July. Now, I don't know how big a release it'll be, so it may not be in wide release, but I'm sure the big cities will get it, and maybe some of the smaller art houses might get it as well. But highly recommended as we start the Sarasota Film Festival here for another week or two, actually about 8 days of films throughout Sarasota, all different varieties. So we'll have some reviews and reports as well on those. But the opening night film, quite a success. I'd say about 500 people attended the opening night screening. Mike Wallace is here is the title of the film, and we give it a good Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel thumbs up here at the Sarasota Film Festival. I'm Doug Miles. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.